Damn, look at this pull-off spot, you guys. I was on the way home and I saw this little like beach area and people parked up. So I took the exit and god damn, this was like the craziest pull-off I've ever been to. So we're oh, so you guys get to see how the X5 really does off-road. We on some sand right now. Look at that view, you guys. That's why I love Florida. But the car's eating it though. All you see is other SUVs and trucks here, and this car is just thugging along, no problem. What's good, YouTube? R&R Motorsports back at you guys with another one. And today I'm going to be giving you guys a 150,000 mile update on my Overland / off-road BMW X5 E70. So if you guys didn't see my full build breakdown on that car, I recommend you guys go check it out. That way you can see a full list of all the mods and everything that I've done to the car. But in this video, we're going to go over all the maintenance things that I've done to the car. And just to let you guys know, I bought the car with 104, either 104 or 114, I'm not sure, miles. And I bought it crashed from Copart, and I ended up rebuilding the car myself. So we're gonna go over all the things that went wrong, all the maintenance things that I've done, and everything that's wrong with it right now at 152,000 miles. So the first thing I did when I bought the car, and it was at 114,000 miles, was ignition coils and spark plugs. I recommend everybody do that on like any BMW you buy, just so you have like a base point and a starting point of the ignition service on the car, because that can easily cause misfires, make the car run and idle rough, and it's just a headache you don't want to deal with. Also, at the same time, I changed the oil, but I'm not gonna talk about every single oil change because it would be very repetitive. So just factor in that I change the oil every 4,000 to 5,000 miles with Motul full synthetic 5W30. The next thing that we did at 116,000 miles was do a full transmission service, which includes the filter and the fluid. And we also did the front and rear diff fluids at the same time. And yeah, you guys might be wondering why I didn't service the transfer case, and I forgot about it, but we'll get to that later on. The next thing that I did at 117,000 miles was swap out the wiper blades. Nice and easy DIY for you guys at home, but it definitely makes a hell of a difference for you guys driving in the rain, and we do get a lot of rain here in South Florida. So nice little upgrade, and they're still holding up strong today at over 150,000 miles. And then we didn't do anything at all besides oil changes until 126,000 miles. I decided a lot of stuff needed to get taken care of on this car. We did the serpentine belt, all of the pulleys, all of the idlers. We did the transfer case fluid. We did an aluminum valve cover, a new valve cover gasket that comes with it, and all of the other gaskets that are associated with the valve cover. We did the cabin air filter, the engine air filter, both of them. And yeah, that was the big service, around 126K. And then at 127,000 miles, literally 1,000 miles later, my driver door lock actuator went bad. So I found a used OEM replacement off of eBay and swapped it in at 127,000 miles. And then at 131,000 miles, my upper radiator hose decided it wanted to leave the chat. So at 131,000 miles, we redid the entire cooling system, meaning every single coolant line, the water pump, the thermostat, the radiator. And that was a pretty penny, I'm not gonna lie. In just parts, it was easily over $1,000, but definitely worth it, because I haven't had an issue with my cooling system since, and it's been like a little bit over 20,000 miles since I fully refreshed it. Also, at around 132,000 miles, we did a full brake fluid flush. We did the oil filter housing gasket, and to do the oil filter housing gasket, it would be easier with the intake manifold removed. So at the same time, We also did a new starter motor with like brand new bolts and stuff. So yeah, that was also one of the services we did at around 132,000 miles. And then about 2,000 miles later, before I wanted to take the car on a bunch of road trips last summer, I decided to buy a new fuel pump and a new fuel transfer pump. When we pulled out both of the old ones, they were actually perfectly fine. But just for my peace of mind and for me to have, like, you know, because the fuel pumps, they say online, they're known to be failing at around like 150, maybe earlier, you know, anywhere from 100 to 150,000 miles. I knew with the service records that they were never done, so that was just like a peace of mind thing. But yeah, we got that done. At the same time, we also swapped in a brand new AGM battery from BMW, and I used this app called Bimmerlink to code it and program it with my car. And then 1,000 miles later, my alternator was like whining a little bit. It kind of sounded like my car was supercharged. So we replaced the alternator, and then when we did the alternator, we also did the front and rear diff fluid at the same time, as well as the transfer case fluid again, because they're pretty easy to change. It's literally one bolt to fill it, one bolt to drain it. And then the last thing that I've done to this car was at 147,000 miles, and it was the DISA valves that were failing, or DISA valves, however you're supposed to say it. I'm not even sure, but I swapped those out at 147,000 miles, and that was the last major thing that I wouldn't even say major because it was kind of cheap, but that was the last thing that went wrong on this car. So for the most part, N52s are really good. Like, a lot of these things that you guys see me do were like preventative maintenance. And now for what's wrong with the car right now at 152,000 miles. Well, above me, you guys could see the sunroof cover has started to sag, and that's just literally from the Florida sun beating down on this thing like every time I park it not at my house. And the other thing that went wrong on the car is my AC. The AC still works perfectly, but I used to have to fill it up with Freon like every couple of months. That has accelerated up to me having to fill it up with Freon almost every single week, if not every 2 weeks. So it's a little bit annoying, but I'm gonna go get that diag soon, and I'll definitely be making a full video on where it's leaking from, what we have to replace. I briefly looked at the condenser and it was dirty, but it looked like kind of fine, but you never really know. Maybe the other side of the condenser is leaking. So I'm either gonna get some R134A that's dyed with like the UV and look at it with a light, and if I still can't find anything after I check it with the R134A with the UV dye, then I'll be taking it to a shop and having them do the diag for me, and then when they tell me what's leaking, I'll get the part and swap it out. But even with the AC system the way it is right now, I would not hesitate to drive this thing all the way across the country. I would just get a couple of bottles of Freon just to keep, just in case. And if it feels like the AC is not blowing strong, just recharge it real quick on the side of the road. Takes like less than a minute to recharge it, and we're on the way with cold AC. But yeah, for any of you guys out there contemplating buying an E70 X5 in 2025, I would definitely recommend it, because for the price, there's not many things that are this nice, this comfy. And as you guys can see, it's full of parts right now for another car that I haven't shown you guys yet on the channel. If you guys want to see the car, go follow me on my TikTok. It's R&R Motorsports. But yeah, we got some seats, we got a whole bunch of parts, we got suspension. We have a lot of shit in here. This is a really good parts car if you guys don't want a pickup truck and you guys want something like, you know, a little bit more luxury. But yeah, with all that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. This is my 150,000 mile update on my E70 X5. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.